Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to your Wednesday MCN. And right off the bat, if you don't remember, it's Spring of Sorrow that is launching today, which is good. It means there's something else to do. There's quite a few things to do in game at the moment, especially because Battlegrounds goes live, new season today, Spring of Sorrow. I'm sure people are doing the incursions at some space and time whenever they want to do it. I'm still unsure whether or not I'm going to have the time before I go on holiday. But, you know, there's other stuff that I need to complete and get out before I leave. In any case, exciting nevertheless that we'll be able to do that. I'm going to prioritize coverage of Spring of Sorrow and do content that'll be out on Thursday. So, busy old time, but look, exciting that Spring of Sorrow is launching today. This is, of course, before I do my limited series called MCOC at Sea. More on that whilst I'm at sea. Look, raid, treasure, chests. Okay, this is something I think has now come to a boiling point. Over a length of time, those chests, you know, the ones you open up and you can get good RNG, bad RNG. The RNG nevertheless. What Kabam wanted to do is kind of treat it like World of Warcraft or games where you kind of go to battle a big boss and the boss drops a chest, and that chest can be opened up with the loot and you see various different things. Now, I like the concept. I still do like that idea of RNG, but maybe I would have preferred something where when you clicked on it, you get a choice of 3 things, but it will always be something of 1 will be top end, 2 will be different but, you know, lower ends, and it means that what you've got is a choice of going, hang on a minute, there's 1,500 units there, there's 5,000 7-star shards there, or there's, I don't know, 14,000, 11,000, whatever it is, the lower of like a tier 6 class catalyst. But what you've got there is lootable choices between which one you want. Is it the units that you want? Well, you know, people go without that. Maybe they would go for something like a 7-star crystal shards of 5,000. But at least you've given people like a choice on the matter. But it's all of a sudden, like in the last 24 hours, I've definitely seen a lot more sentiment around the player base on the RNG not really kind of cutting it. And Kabam have responded to this. I'm going to go over some stuff in a minute. But yeah, look, it's a tough one. The idea that I just proposed out, I think, is a relatively good idea, but I definitely see a lot of people, you know, frustrated and, you know, unhappy with it because of the effort. And I think that's it. The RNG definitely outweighs the mounting cost for those tickets, making raids less and less worth it for me. And I guess that's the thing, it's price of those tickets. Like, those tickets do cost a lot. They're premium. Yes, you can get some from Alliance Quest, but they are indeed a premium for it. But Kabam have answered to a thread. They closed this down, but it was really good to see a lot of like discussion on stuff from players. But yeah, let's just kind of like cut to what, you know, Kabam was saying. As a reminder, we welcome your feedback, but we do not allow rants in the forums, and disguising your personal qualms in the manner is not allowed. You can be frustrated or unhappy, but if you want to share those frustrations, you must do so maturely and constructively. If you don't like the items in the raid chests, that's cool. Say that. That doesn't mean they will change, but your feedback will be noted. The items in those chests are there for a reason, and they were carefully chosen by the team to ensure that the mode is rewarding but not completely game breaking. That's not to say that it will never change, but for the current state of the game and its time frame, the team is happy with where it is. I disagree with part of the term of this. I kind of feel everything should be in MCC up for review. And I think it's definitely important to take into consideration what players are saying. You know, just dropping onto Twitter. You know, I'm covering a load of stuff at the moment, but at least like I kind of will drop onto Twitter, X, sorry, all the forums, and I'll definitely read where players are going, do you know what? This is just not feeling it. I get for the novelty, it's cool for a time, but then when it comes to the RNG factors of it and the access cost versus the what you get back from it, that creates a problem. I always think that developers, like, it's all well and good, like, do stuff. Make mistakes. But also read from players, like, what they're saying. Like, it's important to find what people are, you know, feeling. Tier 6 class cat is between 15% to 50%. It will be kind of alright if there was a selector to gain random catalysts. It's just a pain bad considering the glory investment for tickets gives the selector already. So look, it's the extent of investment of what you get out from it. It's annoying, it's RNG. And I think it's maybe high time for Kabam to go, do you know what, maybe it's time to change this to something that I said. Like, you open up the raid chest, crystal, whatever it is, and you get one of 3 things to choose from. And it's always going to be the top end, which, as I said, could be that like 1,500 units, was it 20,000 Titan crystal shards, or whatever it could be. And you choose between that, or you choose between 2 other things, which again differ. One will always be one type, one will always be another type, one will always be a different type. Or maybe just 2 choices. Again, like, it's up to Kabam to read a lot of this stuff, the community are kind of giving feedback, and make decisions, because I think there's a definite case there to review it. And I would definitely not be happy where it is. Right, now we're going to move on to the very sensitive subject of this force quit situation. It's just gone really, it's a very sticky situation, especially because we're still waiting for an answer from Kabam, and they're closing down threads. But it's something that does need to be dealt with. Are people going to be extensively banned from the... Not extensively banned, but extensively punished from the game? You have to really look at the situation of, are these particular scenarios... Have they happened for a longer length of time? Like, is it not just like the last war? Is it the war before? Is it something that an alliance had won against you and you're like questioning now whether or not one person or many people that maybe would have given or thrown their attack bonuses, all of a sudden keeping them? You know, there's some stuff around, like, this could be a visual bug right here, but you can see, like, yeah, like, did they revive in that scenario? Did they not? Like, it's hard to know what is going on, and this is why we need Kabam to give some explanation to what is going on, because a lot of people are is the word kind of like at each other's, possibly at each other, not at each other's throats, but kind of like there's accusations just left, right, and center. So let's go over some threads. So Mantooth says, so this Alliance Wars incursion bug has been going on now, and there are significant impacts. We were Masters rank 7 and now Platinum 1 rank 4 for losing to an Alliance with a player who used the bug for personal and Alliance competitive edge. It resulted in them winning with a final score of 16-16 with time on their side. Honestly, we should have never been in a situation, but were, and that's not the point of the post and video. Not sure what's going on with the past few hours since we caught the player basically cheating. We know others have been impacted by the bug. But it's something more, it does look widespread, because, well, it's widespread, but it's like accusations are just flying around left, right, and center, and this is the real issue at the moment. Kabam need to deal with it. They need to make a decision of how they want to deal with it, because it can't continue on. It really can. We talked about this in, I think, yesterday's video. When a little thing is a problematic element to Alliance Wars, it has a greater impact to the fairness of the competitive space of it, and it either has to be taken down or season cancelled. And it's like, this is the problem. One little mistake costs. So Kabam have said, alright, let's close up shop on this on one, as the forums are not a place for alliances to bicker about their Alliance War matches. That's the other thing. Look, accusations, and it's on Kabam. Kabam have to decide how they want to deal with this. A couple of things to cover, and I know this one is going to sound familiar. If there's nothing to share, we can't share anything. We're not going to constantly pop into threads and say, no news. You are safe to encourage to even assume the game team is working on the issue until we come back with more information. I understand you want more information sooner, but that's simply not how it works. And then another, once we've covered before, we occasionally, but very intentionally, leave ambiguity around exploiting certain bugs. It often is not a simple black and white matter, and the governing bodies of the Battleground cannot decide which actions to take before even finding a squashing, I think that's the bug, not the big. The ambiguity is there to make you second guess taking advantage of bugs. It's there to make you think twice about your actions. Will there be repercussions? God, I'm reading this at like close to midnight. I need to get to bed in a minute. Around these types of things, I don't know because we haven't reached that stage. We'll return to this thread with more information once the matter is settled. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, this is Kabam need to deal with the bug first and foremost. That's the first thing. The second thing is what they've said here is they're trusting you, the player, not to make any mistakes because the repercussions. If a lot of people in Alliance Wars, number one, have done this, then your alliance is largely going to lose the entirety of their points. Like, you're going to have to, as an alliance, have a conversation with each other and just say, who's actually done it? And you're going to have to be honest. Because if Kabam do, and that's the if, decide to remove all your alliance points for your Alliance Wars, then that's it. But you're going to see this will be a shocking season ender if Kabam act on it. Because I don't know what they're going to do. If they're giving the indication, number one, they still don't know what to do. So we're still in limbo. We're in no man's land at the moment with knowing what they're going to do. And if they do act, what will they do? And how it will impact. And again, you will have to make a decision. Have you just cost your alliance more than you thought you were going to cost them as a result of doing this? Because people will argue and say, oh, well, you know, it's in the game, it's a thing. But Kabam aren't going to see it that way. So you will probably get punished. But we don't know. As I said, we're in no man's land at the moment. I think a lot of people have some thoughts that they have to think about whether they did it and what the impact will be. Kabam will let us know in due course. Spicy times ahead. I'm getting close to going on holiday, and covering this is going to be spicy if Kabam act on it. But another day, another waiting around for more information. And we finish with arena predictions for Negasonic Teenage Warhead with 130 mil for the 6-star. I'll go with 50 mil for the 5-star. Could be a little bit less. 6-star Ghost Rider, I'll go with 20 mil. And Ghost Rider's a 5-star, I'll go with 8 mil. That indeed has been the show. Make sure as well to check out some other content which will be located on screen right now. Maybe no other video today. I have to make a decision because I've got some other stuff on. But in any case, thanks for watching. See you soon. Much love and goodbye.